What's up, guys? This is day number 29 of posting a YouTube video every single day until I make $1 from YouTube. So today I want to talk about habits. I've talked about this a little bit recently. I think I've been talking about it more and more. But I want to talk about just how important they are. Recently, I have been trying to do some more reading because I've just been feeling, pretty dumb. I don't know why that is. Just a lack of creativity. Maybe that's just because a lot of work or whatever it may be. But anyway, so I want to do more reading. And one of the books that I actually listened to like a couple years back on audiobook was a very famous book called Atomic Habits, which I'm sure most of you have heard of or read yourself. But I had only ever listened to it on audiobook, and I wanted to read it. So I did. I read it, and it's such a good book. And it came at an interesting time in my life because with this whole YouTube thing, this has become a habit. Like, I post every day. I don't really have to think about it unless I'm busy literally until like 11:38 p.m. I don't have to think about it. I just know, like, it's a habit. I just post a YouTube video. For now, it's like brushing my teeth for me. And in this book, it talks about, how important it is that if you really want to succeed in life, it's this whole idea of building habits and then, like, stacking on said habits. And it goes into other things, such as just, like, like, let's say you're trying to eat healthier, like, if you want to cut out sugar, just don't buy sugar. Like, have no sugar in your house, and that's the easiest way. And what I've found is that, well, first of all, this is completely true, right? Fully agree with that. But I found that it's not only true, but it is, for me personally in my life, because I've been through many phases of, I guess, like, you could call it like working really hard every single day, and then not working quite so hard and kind of falling off, getting into your old bad habits of whatever that may be. Maybe it's like smoking weed, or maybe it's playing video games, or maybe it's, whatever it may be. And I feel like my life is this constant up and down of, like, I'll be really focused on my goals for maybe a month, maybe a couple of weeks, sometimes even up into like 2 months. And then eventually I end up, crashing down, and just slowly but surely I'll end up in my bad ways for, like, whatever it may be, a couple of weeks or something. And then I'll get back into it, or maybe it'll even be a whole month and I'll get kind of depressed or whatever. And so for me, it's never been possible to, like, stay consistent. I think the longest I've ever been consistent is when I was going to the gym from, like, freshman to sophomore year of high school. I went for a year and a half straight. Like, I missed weekends, and I missed, the only other days I missed was when I had the flu and I couldn't get out of bed. Those were literally the only days that I didn't go to the gym. So 5 days a week, and when I legitimately could not move. And that, it was the best time. And this ties into what I'm all trying to get at here. It was a habit. It wasn't hard for me to do. After the first 3 months, it was a complete breeze. Going to the gym was just something I did every day. So this finally ties out to the actual point I'm trying to make here. And that is that it is impossible to truly succeed in anything. You will get burnt out. Like, I guarantee it. Unless you have habits and you stack those habits. It is literally impossible, I'll say it again, to do anything of meaning and of value consistently unless you stack habits. Because at some point your brain's just going to break. It's just not going to be able to do it anymore. And it's not because you're a weak person. It's just because your brain is wired. Your brain is wired to just not want, to do hard things. That's just how it is. If it doesn't have to, your brain doesn't want to, because it goes back to, primal times. Like, if you don't have to do something, save your energy for when you need it. So yeah, but if you can wire your brain in your favor by habits, those will be the easy things to do. Like, going to the gym, it was like going to school. It was like brushing my teeth when I was doing it, every single day. And so that's what I want to talk about in this video. And recently, you can't really see me, the steering wheel's in the way, that's embarrassing. Recently, the new thing that it has become a habit now, it's just starting to, I'm on my 29th day, is uploading a YouTube video. And it's something that, another thing with great thing with habits is that you can always fall back on it. Like whenever you've had a bad day, you didn't accomplish what you wanted to, you failed in something. If you have something to fall back on, like going to the gym every day, it can be literally anything, journaling every day, posting a YouTube video every day like this. If you have just one thing to fall back on, it completely changes everything. You know you're always going to get that done. It's like making your bed in the morning. That's the most like microcosm thing, which I also have as a habit, which I think, like if making your bed every morning isn't a habit in 2025, like just stop watching this video. No, I'm kidding. Don't. No, subscribe. Even if you don't make your bed, subscribe to the video and keep watching it because it's for you. But you got to be making your bed. Like that is the most basic, like brushing your teeth, making your bed. Those are the most basic habits that you just have to have down. I mean, not brushing your teeth every morning and night is just disgusting. But that's besides the point. So habits. So stacking habits. Once you have a habit down, like going to the gym, what you'll find is that it's actually easier to do other things as well. So, for example, when I was going to the gym every day, it was easier for me to stay focused on my homework. It's like once you accomplish something every day and it's like a habit and it's easy, your brain, it has all this capacity still because you didn't like exert yourself so much about thinking like, oh, I have to go to the gym and I really don't want to, and it's this whole mental battle. And you may eventually go, and that's great, but there's a certain amount of energy in your brain that you've used up because of that, because it's not a habit. You literally have to make yourself go. So once you have a habit down, like going to the gym, for example, I know I keep using that, but that's just the easiest one I can think of right now. It's the most relatable too. You don't have to think about that. It's a habit and your brain knows it's going to be done, right? And that frees up a lot of space in your brain for it to now try and build more habits and try and build on that and do things you want to do or things that are hard. Because going to the gym now isn't hard. And the great thing is you're still getting all of the benefits out of it. You're still getting all of them out of it. You're going consistently, you're working out, but it's not hard anymore. I mean, the lifting weights is obviously still taxing, but you'll find that once you're at the gym or like once you start a run or once you start recording a video, all that goes away. It's just the starting that's really the hardest. So yeah. And then once you stack them, you've got it made. You can just stack as many as you want. Well, not as many as you want. I mean, there's only 24 hours in the day, but I mean, you stack going to the gym, you stack journaling, you stack making a YouTube video. But what I want to conclude this video with, this is not something that's like possible. Let me turn my car off here. This is not something that's possible if it's this is what I've found from personal experience. Okay, so this is not something that's possible for me. It's not possible to do these things, like you'll watch these morning routine videos and like, I want to do that. It's not possible to journal for like a week and go to the gym for like 3 days and, drink a gallon of water that's another one that I tried to do for a while. Drink a gallon of water for like a week. It's just not going to be a habit. You're going to fail. You have to force yourself until it's a habit. Once it's a habit, you're good. You're done. Just imagine that as a box ticked off, and it's like once you hit that achievement, it's like a prestige, in a video game. It's like you're done with that, and now you have that on your character, on your build. It's like you've leveled up in stats, and you don't have to try for that. And you can try for the next thing. So it's really important that you do that, and like going to the gym or journaling, having these, the 3 a.m. like motivation, that's just never going to work. So, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. It's something that I've been really finding recently in my life is true. I had a super busy day. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Well, just one more point is to kind of tie into it and make my point a little more. Think about like 9 to 5. Think about work. There's a point in people's lives where they really don't want to work. This is before it's like a habit. You're going to do it. I mean, obviously you're going to do it, but it's like you've been working there for, 3 months to a year. It's really a time where you're like, oh, I just do not want to go to work. But what a lot of people find is like after that, and this is kind of depressing, but the point is still true regardless. It's not as hard. It's just literally not as hard for people to go to work. Like once they've been going to work for 15 years, it's just what you do. It's like going to school every day. You just do it. Sure, you may not want to some days, and you'd be glad to not, but it's a habit. Your brain knows you're going to do it, and it doesn't have to fight it as much, and it becomes easier. It literally does. And the same can be applied for positive things, like, I'll go back to it again, going to the gym, anything like that. So, yeah, that's all for this video. I just want to talk about how important that is. And, yeah, I actually have been... Okay, I haven't been consistent in the gym. Never mind. I went for like 3 days, and then I stopped because I was too tired and I didn't have time. Excuses. But that's my point. I went for 3 days in a row, and now I haven't gone for like 2 days. And it's completely broken, and I have to start from zero. And it wasn't a habit. It was really hard for me to force myself to go. And that just completely, it proves my point. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If anybody did watch, maybe there's some friends out there that watch this. I don't know if you watched this far, though. I probably wouldn't. Who knows, though. So, yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 30. It's a big day, day 30. All right, peace, guys.